about. But our music scene has a secret identity. Meet the Rheostatics, one of the North's most alternative alternatives. They're fiercely independent, wildly eclectic, and, well, a little weird. You won't find their songs on pop radio or their videos in weekly countdowns, but Liz West found them hiding in plain sight.
In fact, this band couldn't be more visible. Devout proponents of Canadian music and culture, they were awarded a prestigious government contract and wrote the original music to the soundtrack of a highly acclaimed Canadian film, which, against their own will, produced a top 10 hit. No, the Rheostatics aren't rich. Yet. It is a bad time to be poor. Formed 17 years ago, the avant-garde rock quartet have painted the Canadian landscape over the course of 7 albums. At first listen to the Rheos, their music has been described as the equivalent of hearing a foreign language. Yet the Toronto band has become a favorite of the critics and their peers. And as life imitates art, the band experienced a moment of pop stardom in 1994 with the Genie Award-winning hit song from the Whale Music soundtrack. When you were writing Claire, did you think this is going to be a commercial success or is this just another one of your Rheostatics songs?
We wrote it for the Whale Music movie, and they just asked us to write a song that would sound like an accidental hit written by a bedridden genius.
So you know how to do that?
Oh, we tried.
It has to be an assignment, though.
It does.
Yeah, nobody sits around, oh, let's write an accidental hit.
It was in the...
It was an assignment.
It was in the script.
Yeah.
There you go. Ironic, isn't it?
It is. So why haven't you written more accidental?
No assignments. We're waiting.
The Rheo's reputation for lyricizing Canadian imagery and stories inspired the National Gallery of Canada to commission from them 40 minutes of original music, heralding the 75th anniversary of the Group of 7 in 1995. How did you get inspiration from paintings to write music?
We just thought, you know, the Group of 7 painted the Canadian landscape, and we're going to try to play it.
Easy. No problem. Who hasn't done that? We're pretty intimate with the land, too, and the country. And it was fun to, like, kind of think, okay, well, what kind of instruments would sound good together to evoke, like, a winterscape? Like, and you think, well, cello, maybe, and kind of windy effects on the guitar, and some neat operatic kind of singing.
The Rheo's intimacy with the landscape comes from years of crisscrossing Canada in a van, a Canadian band's typical rite of passage, as captured by Bruce McDonald's mockumentary, Hardcore Logo.
Did I, or did I not say, when I go to Herbie's, wake me up? No!
But their latest gig introduced them to the high life as opening act for the incredibly hip last fall.
The song's for the Rheostatics, who enjoy their work, too.
We took a tour bus for the first half of the tour.
It's a Holiday Inn room traveling through the Canadian Shield, so you tried to sleep and forget it. The thing's going, whoa,
wow.
Because it was a cheaper model bus with only one rear axle. If you have 2 rear axles, then you're a rock star.
But it's a little like Das Bus. It's a little like being trapped in a submarine on wheels. And so it was a little more fun to get in the van, close quarters.
Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest rock and roll band in the world, the Rheostatics.
We can do the country pretty easily now. It was our first tour that we took in 1987. We did like 20 dates, and we took 2.5 months. Now we can do the country in like 14 days if we have to.
In fact, for the perpetually alternative Rheos, touring is a way of life. They disregard the pop charts and seem comfortable with their own cult status. And just as the Canadian landscape has become a part of their music, the Rheos are a permanent, if underrated, part of the Canadian musicscape.
The landscape never bores, you know, and the people never fail to enlighten. And the cities never stop to fascinate, you know, like, it's a great country to travel in.
The Rheos have jumped back into their van again to cross the frozen tundra on a swing across Western Canada.